Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Today we're going to do a quick review of my new Insta360 X3 camera. This is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money and for my own use, so I'm giving my honest review of this camera so far. It's the middle of winter here in Pennsylvania, but we finally got a day where the temperatures went above 50 degrees, so I decided to take a test ride with the camera. It was supposed to be over 60 degrees and partially sunny, but it ended up being quite foggy in some places, which made for an interesting ride. For the past 14 or 15 months since I started this channel, I've been using a cheap knockoff helmet camera. It did okay for a while, but it's definitely past time for an upgrade, especially with the windshield I have on Jadis, my Street Glide. The recurve on this windshield really messes with my helmet camera and distorts the picture. So I decided to get a camera I can mount above the windshield, as you can see here. For now, I'm still using my helmet camera as well to give a second point of view if I want it, but not sure if that will last or not. There are two wide-angle lenses on the 360, one on the front and one on the back, that give you a full 360 degree of recording. Insta360 provides a free editing software with the camera that lets you adjust what part of the picture you display as you edit the video. They have a few special effects built in. You can do a crystal ball look, or what they call the tiny planet look that gives an overhead globe-like view. There are other options that I haven't tried out yet. A time-lapse option, the ability to tell the editing software to keep you in the center of the picture regardless of which way the camera is pointing, bullet time, you can Bluetooth the camera to your phone for extra control while recording as well. It has some voice controls, all kinds of stuff. The camera and editing software give you several different options when it comes to lighting. For this ride I have the active HDR lighting feature turned on, which I believe is supposed to improve the overall lighting on the video. Another feature I think is cool is that when you use their selfie stick, it disappears out of the camera shot. You can see the clamp at the top of my gas tank where the stick is mounted to my handlebar, but the rest of the mounting equipment is not visible. The editing software lets you pick key points in your video where you select the angle and position you want, and then it automatically transitions between those key points. You can also manually select the transition that you want. As far as specs go on this camera, it will record up to 5K video at 30 frames per second, 4K at 60 frames per second, or 3K at 100 frames per second when using both lenses. In single lens mode, it ranges from 1080p at 60 FPS up to 4K at 30 FPS. The battery lasts up to 80 minutes, which is a lot better than the 35 to 40 minutes on my helmet camera. The camera takes a mini SD card, which is typical for video cameras. The mini SD card is inserted in the same compartment as the battery. It uses USB-C for charging and takes 90 minutes to get to a full charge. You can buy a separate battery charger, and I think you can charge while recording. I'll have to try that out sometime. So let's talk about this ride and my impressions of the camera after recording with it for about 45 minutes. So far, I have only found one thing on this camera that I'm not impressed with, and that is the wind noise reduction. I have wind noise reduction turned on in my audio settings, and this is what I get without any audio filters turned on. So that's not terribly impressive. I have the option in my editing software to enable noise reduction as well, and it does a good job of shutting off the wind noise, but it also shuts off everything else, including the engine noise and almost all the sounds from my radio. There is a voice focus option in the editing software that does a better job of keeping the radio sound going, but not much. I'm not a camera nerd. Maybe this is as good as it gets when it comes to wind noise reduction. I don't know. It's certainly better than my helmet camera, but still not very impressive in my opinion. But honestly, that's really the only thing about this camera that I'm not thoroughly impressed with. I think the one feature that impressed me the most, other than the 360 degree view of course, is the vibration reduction on the camera. Our roads here in Pennsylvania are pretty bad. They generally have a lot of bumps. You can see the vibration on the fairing of my bike, and the camera is mounted to my handlebars, but you don't see any vibration at all in the video footage. This camera does a fantastic job of taking out the vibration. Another interesting feature with this camera, and one that I'm not sure I'm sold on yet, is the fact that it keeps the horizon level by default. That is to say, when I lean into a corner, I don't see any tilt on the video at all. I can tell from the picture that I'm going around a corner, but it feels more like you're in a car. There's no indication of lean. I have not yet dug far enough into the settings to see if there's something I can do to turn that off so that it doesn't keep the horizon level. I got into some heavy fog on my ride, no rain, but the fog was heavy enough to get condensation on my windshield. You can see that a little bit on the camera as well. So far, I'm thoroughly impressed with this camera. This thing opens up so many options for video editing. It is waterproof as well. My wife and I are taking a bucket list vacation to Hawaii this summer. I look forward to seeing what this can do while snorkeling in Hawaii. There you have it, folks, my review of the Insta360 X3 camera. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. God bless.